Welcome to Lento English, ready to level up your English. Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
1. Introduction. Imagine you want to say ship, but you say sheep. This small difference can change your meaning. People might not understand you, or maybe they understand the wrong thing. Good pronunciation helps you speak English clearly. When you speak clearly, people understand your words easily. This makes talking in English much better. It helps you share your ideas and feelings without problems. This lesson will help you learn how to make English sounds correctly. It is like learning the music of the English language. The English alphabet has 26 letters. You know them, A, B, C, and so on, but knowing the letters is not enough. Each letter can make different sounds. For example, look at the letter A. In the word cat, the I sounds short, but in the word cake, the I sounds long like its name. This can be confusing. The way a word is written does not always tell you how to say it. This lesson will help you understand these differences. You will learn to connect the letters to their correct sounds. In English, all sounds belong to two main groups. These groups are vowels and consonants. There are 5 main vowel letters, a E, I, O, U. Sometimes Y can also be a vowel. When you make a vowel sound, your mouth is open. The air comes out freely. Think about saying a or oo. Your mouth stays open. All other letters are consonants. Examples are B, C, D, F, G, and so on. When you make a consonant sound, you block the air in some way. You might use your tongue, your teeth, or your lips. For example, when you say P, your lips stop the air for a moment. When you say T, your tongue touches the top of your mouth. Understanding these two types of sounds is the first step to clear pronunciation. In this lesson, you will learn simple steps to improve your English sounds. First, you will learn about the different vowel sounds. You will see how they change in words. Then, you will learn about all the consonant sounds. You will understand how to make them correctly. After that, you will discover how sounds work together in words. You will also learn about special rules for word endings. Finally, you will learn about the music of English words called word stress. Each step will help you speak more clearly. Practice is important. Let's begin this journey to better English pronunciation. 2. The vowel sounds. In the last chapter, you learned about the 2 main types of English sounds, vowels and consonants. This chapter will focus on vowel sounds. English has 5 main vowel letters, a E, I, O, and U. These letters are very important because they help us make many different sounds. When you make a vowel sound, your mouth is open. The air flows freely from your mouth without stopping. Try it now, say a E, I, O, U. Can you feel how the air moves easily? There are 2 main types of vowel sounds, short vowels and long vowels. Let's start with short vowel sounds. Short vowels are often found in short words that have only 1 vowel letter. These sounds are quick and clear. Here are some examples of short vowel sounds. The short, a sound is like in the word cat, say sieti. The short E sound is like in the word bed, say baidi. The short I sound is like in the word sit, say saiti. The short O sound is like in the word hot, say hot. The short U sound is like in the word cup, say cup. To make these sounds, open your mouth and let the sound come out quickly. Do not hold the sound for a long time. Practice saying these words: fan, hen, pig, top, run. Listen carefully to the quick sound of the vowel in each word. Next, we will look at long vowel sounds. Long vowel sounds are different because they often say the name of the letter itself. For example, the long a sound is like the in the word cake. You hear the sound I. The long e sound is like the e in tree. You hear the sound e. The long I sound is like the I in bike. You hear the sound I. The long O sound is like the O in boat. You hear the sound O, and the long U sound is like the U in blue. You hear the sound U. It can also sound like U, as in the word cute. Sometimes, when two vowel letters are next to each other in a word, the first vowel has a long sound. For example, in the word boat, the O has a long sound and the E is silent. Now it is time for some practice. For short vowels, say these words aloud and focus on the quick sound. Mat, red, bin, dog, sun, bag, net, lip, fox, nut. For long vowels, say these words aloud and focus on the sound that says the letter's name. Name, feet, time, home, cute, play, green, light, road, flute. Repeat these words several times. Listen to how your mouth moves and how the air flows for each sound. Understanding the difference between short and long vowel sounds is a big step in speaking English clearly. Keep practicing these sounds every day. 3. More about vowels. In the last chapter, we learned about short and long vowel sounds. Now, let's learn about a special rule called the magic E. This rule helps us understand more long vowel sounds. Sometimes a word ends with the letter E, but you do not hear its sound. This E is silent. However, this silent E is very powerful. It makes the vowel sound before it change from a short sound to a long sound. Think of it like magic. The E jumps over one consonant to make the vowel say its name. For example, let's look at the word mat. The here has a short a sound. If we add a silent E to the end, the word becomes mate. Now the has a long a sound like the name of the letter, The E at the end is silent. Let's try another one. The word pet has a short E sound. When we add a magic E, it becomes Pete. The E in Pete now has a long E sound. One more example. Kit has a short I sound. Add the magic E and it becomes kite. The I in kite now has a long I sound. Remember, the E at the end is silent, but it changes the sound of the vowel before it. This rule explains many words in English. Another way vowels make long sounds is when two vowels work together. These are called vowel teams. When two vowels are next to each other in a word, the first vowel often says its long name and the second vowel is silent. It is like the first vowel does all the talking. Let's look at some common vowel teams. The team E usually makes the long E sound. For example, in the word tree, you hear the long E sound. Another word is sleep. Both E's are there, but you only hear one long E sound. The team E can also make the long E sound. Think of the word eat. The E says its name and the is silent. Another example is red. The team AI usually makes the long a sound. For instance, in the word rain, the I says its name and the I is silent. The word wait is another good example. Finally, the team OA often makes the long O sound. Look at the word boat. The O says its name and the E is silent. The word road also follows this rule. These vowel teams help you pronounce many new words. So far, you have learned many important things about vowel sounds. You know about short vowel sounds, which are quick and clear. You also know about long vowel sounds, which say the name of the letter. Now you also understand the magic E rule, where a silent E at the end of a word makes the vowel before it long. And you have learned about vowel teams, where two vowels together often create one long sound, with the first vowel doing the talking. Practicing these rules will help you read and speak English more clearly. Keep looking for these patterns in words. Mastering these vowel rules is a big step in improving your English pronunciation. 4. The consonant sounds. In earlier chapters, we learned about vowel sounds. Now let's look at consonant sounds. Consonant sounds are different from vowel sounds. When you make a consonant sound, you block the air in your mouth. You use your tongue, teeth, or lips to stop the air for a moment. Think about sounds like B, P, or T. Your mouth is not completely open like for a vowel. Consonant sounds are important for making words clear. Consonant sounds can be divided into two main groups, voiced and voiceless. This difference is important for clear English pronunciation. It is easy to feel if a sound is voiced or voiceless. Put your hand on your throat right where your vocal cords are. Now make a sound. If you feel a vibration, the sound is voiced. If you feel no vibration, the sound is voiceless. Try it with the sound for B. Say B, B, B. Do you feel your throat move? Yes, you do. So B is a voiced sound. Now try the sound for P. Say P, P, P. Do you feel anything? No, you do not, so P is a voiceless sound. Many consonant sounds come in pairs, one voiced and one voiceless. They are made in the same part of your mouth, but one uses your voice and the other does not. Let's look at some common pairs. The B and P sounds. B, voiced, ball, robot, cab. P, voiceless, pen, apple, stop. The D sounds, voiced, dog, ladder, bed, to voiceless, top, water, cat. The G and K sounds. G, voiced, go, bigger, dog. K, voiceless, cat, back, look. The V and F sounds. V, voiced, van, love, drive. F, voiceless, fan, lift, leaf. Practice saying these pairs. Feel your throat for the vibration. This helps you understand and make the sounds correctly. There are many consonant sounds in English. Here is a list of common consonant letters and their sounds divided into voiced and voiceless. Voiced sounds: B, D, G, J, L, M, N, R, V, W, Y, Z. Also, the TH sound in words like this or they is voiced. Voiceless sounds: P, T, K, F, H, S. Also, the CH sound in chair, the SH sound in ship, and the TH sound in words like thin or three are voiceless. Remember that some letters like C or G can have different sounds depending on the word. For example, C can sound like K in cat or S in city. The key is to listen and practice. Understanding these sounds will help you speak English more clearly and understand others better. 5. Sounds that work together. English sounds often work together. Sometimes two or more consonant letters stand next to each other. Each consonant still makes its own sound. These are called consonant groups or blends. You can hear each sound clearly. For example, words that start with BL like blue or black have both the B and L sounds. For scent, think of stop or star. Consonant groups can also be at the end of words. In hand, you hear N and D. In jump, you hear M and P. Saying each sound is important. Sometimes you will see two of the same consonant letter together in a word. For example, ul in apple or SS in class. When you see two of the same consonant together, you usually pronounce them as a single sound. you do not say the sound twice. In apple, you only say the P sound once. Examples include summer and little. Vowels that come before double consonants are often short. Think of apple again. A sound is short, like in cat. In summer, the U is short, like in cup. This rule helps with vowel sounds. Now let's look at sounds made by two letters that create one new sound. These differ from groups because two letters make one new sound. One common sound is SH. It sounds like telling someone to be quiet. You hear this sound in words like ship and fish. Another common sound is CH. This sound is like the start of the word choo-choo. You hear it in words like chair and watch. The letters TH also work together to make a special sound. This sound can be tricky because it has two forms. One TH sound is voiced, like in this and that. The other TH sound is voiceless, like in think and three. Practice both sounds to make them clear. Let's practice reading some words with these sounds, consonant groups. Clap, swim, double consonants, bell, grass, special two-letter sounds, shoe, check. By understanding how these letter combinations create sounds, you can improve your pronunciation even more. Keep practicing these sounds in different words. 6. Rules for word endings. In English, words often change their endings. This happens when we make a noun plural or when we use a verb in the past tense. Two common endings are s and ed. These endings have different sounds, and it is important to learn them for clear speech. Knowing these rules will help you understand and be understood. First, let's look at the s ending. You find this ending on plural nouns like cats or dogs. You also find it on verbs when we talk about he, she, or it in the present tense, for example, he walks or she plays. The S ending can sound in three different ways. One way is the S sound. This sound is used when the letter or sound before the S is voiceless. Remember voiceless sounds. They do not make your vocal cords move. For example, in cats, the T sound is voiceless, so cats ends with an S sound. Other examples are books, K is voiceless, and stops, P is voiceless. The second way is the Z sound. This sound is used when the letter or sound before the S is voiced. Voiced sounds make your vocal cords move. For example, in dogs, the G sound is voiced, so dogs ends with a Z sound. Other examples are beds, D is voiced, and plays, Y is voiced. The third way is the slash small cap high Z slash sound. This sound is used after certain letters or sounds. Z, SH, CH, and J, when you use the slash small cap high Z slash sound, it adds an extra syllable to the word. For example, bus becomes buses. The C sound before the ending makes it slash small cap high Z slash. Other examples include boxes, X sound, dishes, SH sound, and watches, CH sound. Next, let's learn about the ed ending. We use ed for many verbs in the past tense like walked or played. The ed ending also has three different sounds. One way is the T sound. This sound is used when the letter or sound before the ed is voiceless. For example, in walked, the K sound is voiceless, so walked ends with a T sound. Other examples are helped, P is voiceless, and finished, SH is voiceless. The second way is the D sound. This sound is used when the letter or sound before the ed is voiced. For example, in played, the Y sound is voiced, so played ends with a D sound. Other examples are cleaned, N is voiced, and loved, V is voiced. The third way is the small cap ID sound. This sound is used only after T or D sounds. When you use the small cap ID sound, it adds an extra syllable to the word. For example, want becomes wanted. The T sound before the ending makes it small cap ID /. Another example is need, which becomes needed because of the D sound. Learning these rules for S and ED endings will help you speak English more clearly. Practice these sounds often with different words. 7. The quiet letters. In English, some letters are written but not spoken. These are called silent letters. They do not make a sound when you say the word. Learning about silent letters helps you pronounce words correctly. It can be tricky, but there are some common patterns to learn. One common silent letter pattern is the letter K before N. When a word starts with KN, the K is silent. You only pronounce the N sound. For example, in the word no, you hear no, not kno. Another example is knife. You say knife, not knife. Other words with this pattern include knee, knock, and knob. Remember, the K is quiet at the beginning of these words. Another silent letter pattern is the letter W before R. When a word starts with WR, the W is silent. You only pronounce the R sound. For instance, in the word right, you say right, not W right. The word wrong is another example. You say wrong, not W wrong. Other words that follow this rule are wrist, wrap, and wrestle. The W stays quiet in these cases. The letter B can also be silent. This often happens when B comes after M at the end of a word. For example, in the word comb, you say comb, not comb B. The B is silent. Another word is thumb. You say thumb, not thumb B. Other words with a silent B after M include climb, lamb, and bomb. Some other letters can be silent in the middle of words. These do not always follow a simple rule. For example, the letter L can be silent in words like walk and talk. You say walk and talk. The letter T can be silent in words like listen and castle. You say listen and castle. The letter H is silent in words such as honest and hour. You say onced and hour. The letter G can be silent before H in words like light and high. You say light and high. Here is a practice list of common words with quiet letters. Say them aloud and listen carefully for the silent sounds. No knife, knee, knock, right, wrong, wrist, comb, thumb, climb, walk, talk, listen, castle, honest, hour, light, high. 8. The music of words. Welcome to our final chapter. You have learned many things about English sounds, vowels, consonants, silent letters, and word endings. Now let's learn about word stress. This is like the music of words. In English, words with more than one part or syllable have one part that is stronger. This stressed syllable is louder and a little longer. Word stress is very important for clear speaking. If you stress the wrong part, understanding can be difficult. Good word stress makes your English sound natural. How do you find the stressed syllable? First, remember what a syllable is. A syllable is a word part with one vowel sound. For example, apple has 2 syllables, apple. Banana has 3, banana. When you say a word, try to feel which part sounds stronger. It is like you push on that part. You can also clap for each syllable and clap harder for the stressed one. For example, in teacher, you say teacher. The first syllable is stronger. There are simple rules for 2-syllable words. For many 2-syllable nouns and adjectives, stress is usually on the first syllable. A noun is a person, place, or thing. An adjective describes a noun. Examples of two-syllable nouns: t-share, not t-share; forest, not foresti; tabli, not tabiel; present, meaning a gift. Examples of two-syllable adjectives: happi, not happy; cleaver, not cleaver; yellow, not yellow; buswy, not buswy. Practice saying these words. Feel how the first part is stronger. Now let's look at two-syllable verbs. A verb is an action word. For many two-syllable verbs, stress is usually on the second syllable. This is different from nouns and adjectives. Examples of two-syllable verbs: become, not become; decide, not decide; repeat, not repeat; present, meaning to give something notice. Present can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, a gift, stress is present. As a verb, to give, stress is present. This shows how word stress can change meaning. Try to hear the difference. You have learned so much in this lesson. We started by understanding that English letters have different sounds. You learned about short and long vowel sounds. You discovered how a silent E changes vowel sounds. Then you explored consonant sounds, voiced and voiceless. We also looked at how common word endings like s and ed have different sounds. You learned about silent letters which you write but do not say. And in this chapter, you learned about word stress, the music of English words. All these parts help you speak English clearly. Learning good pronunciation takes time and practice. Do not worry if it is not perfect right away. The most important thing is to keep trying. Listen to English speakers, repeat words, and practice the rules. Use the examples in this book often. The more you listen and speak, the better your pronunciation will become. You are doing a great job. Keep practicing, and your English will sound wonderful. Congratulations on completing this lesson.